How to defeat your fear of bears. Have you ever heard a noise at your backyard and you're so afraid to check what it is because it may be a bear? Have you said no to a nature trip or camping because you're afraid a bear would attack you while you are all asleep? Perhaps you have a fear of bears? Let's talk about that in this video. Welcome to How to Defeat Your Fear of Animals series. This is the Life Hack Lion, the channel that gives you amazing life hacks and interesting facts. Make sure to watch this video till the end because the last step helped me a lot to defeat my fear of bears. Fear of bears, or arachnophobia, is one of the most common specific phobias. A phobia in general is an uncontrollable, irrational, and persistent fear of something, while arachno is a Greek word that refers to a bear. So arachnophobia is the irrational and uncontrollable fear of bears. People who have this phobia try as much as possible to avoid forest-like areas and outdoor activities just in case there is an off chance, 1 in a million, bear encounter. Each person has a different intensity of fear of bears and sometimes surfaces only in certain situations. Fortunately, there is a way to overcome that fear, so you will not just freeze upon seeing a bear, but you will know what to do. In this video, I will lead you through each step to defeating your fear of bears. Before we get started, please get a pen and a piece of paper because you need to be taking notes on this. You can pause this video to give yourself time to get them. So, you have them now? Okay, let's get started. Step number 1. Understand your fear of bears. Here, you will determine first the origin of your fear. You may have developed your fear of bears if you have personally been threatened or have witnessed a threatening event. Or you might have learned to be afraid of bears due to excessive warning of attacks. The concerns about legal liabilities made warnings often excessive and too general. As a result, it led to misinformation and misconception about bears. So, try to remember when your fear first started. Then ask yourself, why is it that you are scared? What is it about them that makes them scary to you? Next, you need to understand the difference between a normal fear of bears and arachnophobia. If your fear of bears disrupts your life and makes your normal tasks difficult to manage, then you could be suffering from arachnophobia, and it's better to seek the help of a professional. Step number 2. Learn more about bears. It's normal to have a lot of negative thoughts about bears when you are afraid of them. Fortunately, you can conquer that fear by learning more about bears. This includes knowing which bears are native to your area, what they look like, and how they behave. For starters, here are a few fun facts about bears. According to the National Geographic Society, bears are mammals that belong to the family of Ursidae. They can be as small as 4 feet long and about 60 pounds, like the sun bear, to as big as 8 feet long and more than 1,000 pounds, like the polar bear. There are only 8 species of bears, namely Asiatic black bears, brown bears, giant pandas, North American black bears, polar bears, sloth bears, spectacled bears, and sun bears.
Bears are one of the most intelligent land animals in North America.
They have the largest and most complex brains in comparison to other land mammals their size, and they rely on this brain for a number of behaviors. Bears are usually more predictable than people. So if you learn more about them and how to interpret their behavior, you will be able to react appropriately when you see them and avoid a negative encounter. Bears are normally shy, retiring animals that have very little desire to interact with humans. Unless they are forced to be around humans to be near a food source, they usually choose to avoid us. Once you have done your research, assess if your assumptions about bears are correct. If you find yourself just misinformed about the dangers of bears, it's time to dispel and unlearn common myths about them. Then analyze if your fear of bears is justified. Step number 3. Learn relaxation techniques. There are different types of relaxation techniques that you can learn to help with your fear and anxiety. They include but are not limited to deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization. When you are anxious and afraid, you may react by breathing too quickly and hyperventilating. But this will only intensify your feelings of anxiety and fear, making the situation worse. So what you will do is to practice deep breathing relaxation. Sit or stand somewhere where you are comfortable and keep your back straight. Put one of your hands on your chest and your other hand on your stomach. Take one slow, deep breath in through your nose while counting to 4. Then, hold your breath while counting to 7. And exhale through your mouth while you count to 8. Repeat these until you feel calmer and relaxed. You can also perform progressive muscle relaxation, which can help you relieve muscle tension. Also, you might want to try a guided visualization where you listen to a recording of someone talking you through the process step by step.
Fortunately, there are videos available online that will help you through these relaxation techniques.
Step number 4. Learn how to avoid and deal with a bear encounter. First of all, you don't need to encounter a bear and hopefully escape and survive from that encounter, just to see if you have overcome your fears. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. So you need to prevent close encounters of bears. Your fear of bears might have prevented you from enjoying camping and other outdoor activities. But from now on, that should stop. Once you can prevent an encounter with a bear, and the rest of the steps are necessary. Bears are reclusive creatures and they generally prefer to avoid humans. And you can help them to do so by announcing your presence when you're exploring their home environment. When you are out in the woods, make sure that you are in a group because the chance of a bear attacking a group of people is very little. You can talk loudly, sing, or carry bear bells. In this way, you are giving bears time to escape you. Next is to keep your eyes up for signs of bears. If you see bear tracks, it's better to make a detour or leave the area. Also, you should stay away from kill sites or carcasses. Remember, bears defend only 2 things: their cubs and their most recent meal. So if you find any carcasses, especially fresh ones, you should immediately leave the area. Before leaving a trip in a bear country, try to purchase bear-proof and bear repellent such as pepper spray. You should come prepared to both avoid bears and deal with them in the rare case. Also, always remember that when camping, both food and food waste need to be contained, as the smell of wrappers and remains can attract animals, especially bears. Next is to know the bear species in the area. You can check this into the office or park ranger station. It is also a way of knowing the latest news and updates. You should be informed if there has been a recent bear sighting or an increase in bear activity around campgrounds. Once you know the bear species in the area where you will be visiting and exploring, try to focus your research on that bear. Then, be sure to bring the knowledge of the basics of bear behavior, how to prevent escalation of aggression, and how to handle an attack. Always remember to stay calm and do not ever run, because running signals to the bear that you are a prey worthy of chasing. Bears are incredibly fast animals and your speed is a no match. So it is best to consult a professional and learn from them techniques to escape from a bear. Step number 5. Desensitize yourself with pictures and videos of bears. Like any other fear of animals, you can defeat your fear of bears by facing it. Since you have learned relaxation techniques, they should help you to keep calm while slowly building your exposure to bears. The first thing you should do is look for a picture of a variety of bears on the internet. Then, print it out. The exercise is for you to look at the picture and determine your anxiety level. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 representing virtually no anxiety, while 10 reflecting extreme anxiety, rate how much anxiety you experience by looking at the picture. As you do it, try to keep yourself calm and do your best to refrain from looking away. Perhaps 10 to 15 minutes is a reasonable amount of time to participate in this daily activity. Do not forget to note in your journal where you are on the anxiety scale. Once you find yourself experiencing little to no anxiety while looking at the picture of a bear, you can move on to the next step: watching bear videos. You can search for videos of bears on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Watching videos is a great way to prepare you for the transition from looking at pictures of bears to actually observing it from a distance. You can call a friend to help you in this step by making him or her watch the video first to make sure that they are pleasant to watch. Once you find an adorable bear video, repeatedly view them for a few days. Initially, this may provoke your anxiety, so you still have to practice deep breathing relaxation. Then continue to watch the videos, and please do not forget to record your anxiety level every time you watch them. Unlike dogs and cats, bears prefer not to interact with humans. They are wild animals, so you cannot touch them nor pet them and expect them not to react violently. But if your local zoo is keeping a bear, try to visit the zoo and observe the bear. Then pay attention to its behavior and apply what you have learned from your research. Also, notice your reaction and rate it based on the anxiety scale. If you feel anxious, remember your deep breathing relaxation. But if you notice yourself having no anxiety by looking at a bear, congratulations, because you have defeated your fear of bears. Remember, you need to practice regularly. The only way it's going to be successful is if you keep it up. If at all possible, practice daily. And if needed, you can also build a reward system so you will be encouraged to work towards each step. If you are having a hard time doing all of these alone, you can seek a therapist to help you conquer your fear of bears. Do you know some other tips for defeating one's fear of bears, or do you have any requests for our next video? Let us know in the comments section below. If you find this video interesting, we'd love you to support us for more life hacks and interesting facts.